Get our recording. So good morning, everyone. Come to a seated position towards the front of your chair. And feel the contact between the sit bones and the seat of the chair. And know that this is your foundation for the practice. The point that provides you with stability and from which the strength for your practice builds. Take the breath more deeply into the lungs. And perhaps begin to notice the belly and the lower ribs expanding. As we become more conscious of the movement of the diaphragm, that primary muscle for our breathing. Observe the evidence of the diaphragm moving down towards the seat of the chair as the belly expands forward away from the spine. Draw the belly back towards the spine as we exhale completely, really focusing in on emptying the lungs as completely as possible. You create space for that next inhale breath to fill the lungs as completely as possible. Evening out the flow of the breath. And then beginning to slightly extend our exhale breath to perhaps make it 50% longer than the inhale, or even 100% longer than the inhale. Giving more time for that exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the lungs. Good morning, Margaret. For those of you who practice Ujjayi breath, that breath of sound, the breath where we gently constrict the inhale and the exhale breath, you can move to just gently close the throat ever so slightly to make that whispering sound as we inhale and exhale. Now, having established that pattern of breath, let's take 5 complete rounds of the breath with an extended exhale at your own time and your own pace. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, keeping this pattern of breath, once again, let's check in with our seated mountain pose and build this pose from the feet up. Set the feet about hip distance apart, raise all 10 toes, and see if you can fan the toes out any amount. Press the mound of the big toe into the mat. Go across to the little toe side of the foot. Feel the contact between the little toe side of the foot and the floor, and then back to the center of the heel. Create that triangle. That triangle, once we come up to standing, will provide the foundation for our standing mountain pose. Lift the inner line of the legs. Level the pelvis. You might rock a bit side to side and forward and back. And just try to find a spot in the center where the pelvis is level. Stack the spine. Think of stacking each vertebrae on top of the next, all the way up to the neck, and then stack the cervical vertebrae over the thoracic vertebrae, coming right up to the top of the head. Continue to breathe here, and let's do a few rounds of alternate nostril breathing. We haven't done that for a while, so just to even out, balance the right and left hemisphere of the brain. So closing our right nostril with the right thumb and supporting the right elbow. Inhale through the left nostril. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Release the hands to the side. And let's take 3 more complete rounds of the breath with that extended exhale. 2. And 3. Level the pelvis. Check in with your seated mountain pose. Raise the arms overhead and exhale the hands back to heart center. Once more, raise the arms up, press the palms together, draw the hands back to heart center. And final time, raise the arms up. And this time we're going to exhale. We're going to take the swan dive over the legs, fold over the legs, and bring our hands onto the blocks. And we're going to press into the blocks and feel the shoulder blades move slightly in towards the spine. We're going to breathe here. Take one more full inhale. And really expand that area in the back between the lowest rib. Exhale, inhale, come all the way up. And exhale the hands back to heart center. Come to seated. And we'll begin some work with the neck. So draw the chin back and think of holding a grapefruit in that area between the chin and the collarbones. And then we're going to drop the chin into the notch of the collarbones and then inhale to bring the head back to center. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down for 3. Inhale up for 3. Exhale down for 4. Inhale up for 4. Exhale down for 5. Inhale, come back up for 5. And now we're going to take the chin towards the right shoulder, drop the chin, move the chin, trace a line across the chest, upper chest, and come up on the left side. Go all the way back to complete cycle 1. Drop the chin. Cycle 2. Cycle 3. Cycle 4. And let's slow cycle 5 right down. And drag back towards the other side. Come up and return the head to center. Take the left fingertips above the ear, the right ear, and gently let the left ear move down towards the left shoulder and stretch the right fingertips down towards the floor and really feel should be a fairly definite stretch along that right side of the neck. We're not pulling the head, we're just letting the hand rest there. And there's no pulling, just let the weight of the arm and the hand draw that neck and stretch everything out along the right side. We'll hold the stretch for another breath. Now we're going to take the chin over towards the left side, bring the hand more to the back of the head. And now, again, just let the weight of the hand and the arm stretch out and move that stretch into a bit different area and keep stretching the fingertips down towards the floor. Let's release the left hand, bring the head back to center, and now take the left fingertips above the right, the right fingertips above the left ear, and then stretch the left fingertips or left hand towards the floor and letting the weight of the hand and the arm stretch everything out down that right side of the neck. Come back to center, move the hand more to the back of the head and allow, again, that same motion to stretch the neck in a bit different area. See if you can bring the focus to the breath to allow those muscles to stretch just a little more on your exhale breath. One more full round here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, come back to center, bring the head back to center, release the hand. Take the left fingertips onto the right collarbone and start right towards the center of the notch here, or where the collarbone ends in the center, and then draw. Use the fingertips and just draw the fingertips out to the end of the collarbone in the shoulder. So again, coming onto collarbone, draw it across out to the shoulder. And if you can get the fingers in contact with the skin, that's going to just be a bit more effective. So that's 3. Let's do 4 and 5. So we'll continue to use the fingertips, but this time, instead of sweeping along the length of the collarbone, we're going to come up the side of the neck to just towards the ear. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's come back to center and make any movements that you feel necessary to sort of rebalance things. Now we're going to take the left fingertips onto the right collarbone, find the end at the center, and sweep out along the whole length of the collarbone towards the end. 1, 2, 4, and 5. And then we'll repeat, we'll continue to use the fingertips, but this time we're going to sweep up along the throat towards the lower ear for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Interlace the fingers. Let's place the hands behind the head. And now press the head into the interlaced fingers to strengthen the muscles at the back of the neck. And release. And now take the left hand to the side of the head on the left side, and then press the hand or the head into the hand. So we're just, this is an isometric exercise where we're resisting, strengthening the muscles that move the head from side to side. And then release the left hand, and let's do the same thing on the right side. And then just find one of your blocks, place it on the forehead, and now we're going to press the forehead into the block. Again, now working and strengthening the muscles at the front of the throat. And let's release that block and put it back on the floor. Let's find our therapy ball. And we're just going to, so you've got the collarbone, you've got the top edge of the shoulder, and you can feel those muscles in the top edge of or just behind the top edge of the shoulder. And that's an area that can often get quite tight. So go across and see if you can work into that area. And again, Don't be afraid to cause yourself at least some mild discomfort here. And if you've got tight muscles, that may not be all that difficult to cause some mild discomfort. Stop and concentrate on any area that feels ropey, tight. Now let's move over to the opposite side. And just notice the difference. Are things fairly balanced left to right, or does this side feel maybe just a bit more, a bit tighter or looser? And again, don't be afraid to concentrate in an area that feels like it needs some special attention. Let's release. Now, take our ball. And this is, I'm going to depend on what type of back you have on your chair, whether this is going to work for you or not. Hopefully it does work for most of you. And if not, if you can't get the ball, see if you can get the ball just along the edge of the shoulder blade. And if you can work around sort of the periphery of the shoulder blade, or you can come to the wall if you've got a wall. Just don't work up and down the spine. We won't try too much of that because I know it may not be working that well. For those of you that have two balls in the little, have the little mesh bag, let's return the balls to the bag. Or if you are using tennis balls, you could use a sock and just put the balls inside a sock. But so take the balls like this, and let's again take them between the back of the chair. And so one ball comes to rest on each side of the spine. So given we don't have a lot of room here in our chair, just see if you can move up and down any amount to release those muscles that run up and down the spine. Or you can just allow yourself to just sort of rest back into the balls. And let's set the balls aside. Come back, sit towards the front end of our chair. And let's just come back to our seated mountain pose. And now just take a look at those muscles that are, not take a look, but observe the muscles that we worked on. And just notice if there's been any change. Do things feel a little bit looser, a little bit different, a little bit stressed from the attention that they've had? Just observe. Take a nice full breath in and then exhale through the mouth with a sigh. Let's bring those blocks back adjacent to the ankles. Inhale the arms overhead and exhale, fold forward to bring the hands onto the blocks. Inhale, just rise up part way. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Bring the hands, don't bring the hands together, just bring them parallel now. Exhale the hands to shoulder height, and then allow the shoulder blades to roll off away from the spine and reach the fingertips forward. So feel the shoulder blades pulling away from the spine, and then contract those muscles to pull the shoulder blades back in towards the spine. Yeah. Exhale, release the shoulder blades off the back. And then inhale, draw them back in towards the spine. One more time. Let's go out. Reach out as far as you can forward. Stretch the fingertips out towards me. And then contract the shoulders back onto the back. Release the hands down. Inhale the arms overhead. And let's exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up partway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Our hands meet overhead, and exhale the hands back to heart center. Interlace the fingers and roll the wrists in a figure 8 pattern. And then go in the opposite direction. Stretch the right hand out towards me. Rasa. Just place the opposite hand around the fingers. Stretch these muscles of the forearm out. Flip the hand down and then stretch with the fingertips pointing towards the floor. Let's go to the opposite hand. So now that left hand comes with the fingertips pointing towards the ceiling. Stretch back. And let the breath inform the stretch. And let the fingertips go down towards the floor. And stretch in the arm. Roll those shoulders through the full range of motion. Now let's just bring the hands to elbows and right angle at the elbows and at the elbows. And then as we reach out, let's inhale, reach out, and then open the palms towards me. And we're going to draw the elbows in quickly and take a very strong exhale as we draw the elbows in. So we've inhaled, now exhale. Inhale. 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 2 more times. Inhale. Inhale. That should have generated, hopefully that generated a little heat, got everything moving. Now, we're going to stretch the arm out. Stretch, reach down towards the floor. We can begin, let's begin with the left hand today. Point the thumb forward and follow the thumb around as we take that arm up, over, down, and around for 1. Graze the floor if you can. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pausing on the floor. Now we're going to go back for the same number of counts. 1, follow the thumb. Reach back, twist, reach up, twist for 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we'll switch over to the left hand. And just take a moment here, just pause in a moment in the center. Notice the difference between the left side of the body that's had that really broad range of motion and the right side. So beginning with the fingertips pointing towards the floor, follow the thumb up for 1, 2. Make sure you're controlling the movement of the arm, resisting gravity in both directions. 3, 4, and 5. Pause for a moment, and now we'll move that hand back. So follow the thumb, reach up towards the ceiling, and swoop down for 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's come back to center. Check in with seated mountain for just a moment and see if the sides are fairly balanced now. Walk the feet just slightly wider than hip distance. Let's bring the arms to cactus. Try and get that elbows to a right angle. Let's bend the right elbow and bring the elbow onto the right knee and twist towards our right side. Inhale, return to center. And then exhale, left knee, left elbow. Let's come back into center, into cactus. Now this time, we're going to repeat that same move, left and right, but we'll hold it for 5 full breaths on each side. So right elbow, right knee, stretch. Try and make sure that the spine is nice and long, that the shoulders blades are still sliding down the back towards the waist. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come back to center. And we're going to go in the opposite direction now. So think about lining up the heel, the knee, the elbow, the shoulder, the opposite shoulder, stack everything. And just as we did, you can either look straight forward, or if your neck is nice and warmed up after all the work we've done with the neck, you can look up towards the thumb of that right hand. We twist for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come back to center. Return the hands to cactus position. And let the arms come down towards the side. Let's begin by stretching the right leg out. You can bring your block inside. Oh, actually, before we do this exercise, let's just shift slightly towards the right side. Stretch that right leg out. Toes are pointing towards the ceiling. Toes are flexed in towards the shin, and open that leg towards the side. And then keeping the heel firmly pressed into the floor, drag the heel back for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Draw the right foot in. Maybe shift towards the left side of your chair. Extend the left foot out in front. Draw the toes in. This mound of the big toe presses out as the toes come in, and they point straight up towards the ceiling. And open to the side for 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Return to center. Take the block and now place the block inside the right calf. Bring the right hand inside that right leg and open the body, sort of use the muscles. Sort of think of, actually bring the hand right around to the right side of the belly, drag it open, and twist and extend into a gentle chair version of triangle pose. Again, you can look up to the thumb if your neck says, that's okay. Let's inhale, come back up. Draw the right leg in. Extend the left leg out. Bring the block inside. Left hand comes in. Slide it down. Stack the shoulders and lift and twist. Again, keeping the spine here nice and long, avoiding any flexion in that thoracic, the thoracic spine, keeping it long, straight, keeping each vertebrae involved in the rotation as we twist. Let's inhale, come back up. Draw that right leg, left leg in. Take the feet back to hip distance apart. Grasp the edge of the chair. And we're going to come up. We're going to lift away into, into reverse table. Or not. And gently let the seat come back towards the chair. Breathe here. Let's take the feet now back towards the heels, back towards the chair. So you look, the heels are back, but you could still, if you looked over the knees, you can still see the toes. Let's begin by extending the arms out towards me. But remember that work we did to draw the shoulder blades in together. Inhale here, exhale, and on the next inhale, lift the seat away from the chair and hold chair pose. Look down. Hopefully you can still see the toes. Remember to draw those shoulder blades back. Draw the shoulder blades back. And find the seat of the chair once more. Let's take a block now between, just to strengthen this pose and give us a little more stability. Take a block about mid-thigh, sort of the most muscular part of the thigh. Squeeze into the blocks, reach out or up. And now before we go up, everybody can take the shoulder blades down and back and lift up into chair. Keep squeezing that block. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And find the seat of the chair one more time. Let's set our block aside. We'll do just a little standing work before we come to final relaxation. So let's face the back of our chair. Remembering that awareness we brought to the feet earlier in the class, where we became aware of the outer and inner edge of the toe bases and the center of the heel. Find those 3 points and create the foundation for our standing work. Breathe here. Open the palms forward to draw the shoulder blades onto the back. Move the tips of the shoulder blades down towards the waist. Lift the pubic bone towards the navel. And breathe here. Let's take the hands onto this back of the chair. Walk the feet away. Press the hands into the chair and bring the head into that space between the biceps. We keep drawing the tip of the shoulder blades towards the waist while we extend the head forward. Bend the knees slightly to reduce the strain on the lower back. Lift the inner edges of the legs, firm the belly, And feel both the ease and the effort that one finds in this chair version of downward dog. Let's turn the right toes out towards the side, step the left knee in towards the chair. Straighten that left leg. And then bend it in towards the chair, just to the point where the knee comes over the heel, and either support yourself on the chair or lift one arm or both arms into warrior one. Release the hand onto the chair, lift the back heel, step both feet back. Stretch the whole length of the spine. Now turn the left toes out, step the right foot in. Before you start to bend the leg and really come into the pose, pay attention to the foundation for the pose. Let the foot run in and raise one or both hands. Release the hands. Lift the heel. Step back to our chair down dog. Walk the feet in towards the chair. Let's come to stand beside our chair, using the chair side foot and chair side leg as our foundation for our tree pose. Lift the heel, bring the heel to the ankle, bring the heel to the calf, or bring the heel up onto the inner thigh. Either support yourself on the chair or bring the hands to heart center. And if it's available to you today, open the hands like branches of our tree towards the ceiling. Draw the hands back to heart center. Release that outside leg. Just let it swing through a full range of motion. Feeling, pivoting the hip. And just maybe roll that leg. Circle it in one direction and circle it in the opposite direction. Let's come the other side by turning ourselves around or shifting the chair to the opposite side, bringing the attention to the chair side foot, remembering those 3 points of contact, lifting the heel, and you can stop anywhere along this journey towards our tree pose. And remember to find your tree pose that's absolutely right for you today. Bringing the hands to heart center. Perhaps opening them up towards the ceiling. Release. Let that outside leg swing. And then just take that knee. Trying to see if we can make a figure 8 pattern with the knee. And go in both directions. And release. And let's come back to seated. Coming to seated, let's find our seated mountain pose. Again, feet hip distance apart. Those 3 points of contact, lifting the arches, lifting the inner line of the leg, leveling the pelvis, stacking the spine, drawing the shoulder blades back, softening the ribs in, head back, and breathe here. Let's stretch both feet out in front of us and find our strap. Wrap the strap around the bases of the toes and around the wrists. Press the toe bases into the strap. Lengthen the spine. And like we've been doing throughout our practice today, draw the shoulder blades in towards the spine and slightly down the back. So feel an opening in the front body here. Maybe feeling a stretch in the back of both legs. And let's release the strap. Draw the legs in, interlace the fingers, and let's hug the right knee towards the right shoulder. Maybe stretch that left leg out and lean slightly back. We're not rounding back towards the chair, we're leaning back. So the pivot point is the hips. Hugging that knee in, flex, point the toes, circle in one direction, circle in the opposite direction. The right foot comes to the floor. We draw the left shin and left knee towards the shoulder. Strengthen the core, lean back, hug in, and breathe. Foot comes to the floor. Take the knees a bit wider than hip distance. Let the knees sway in on one another. And rest towards the right, and then take the body towards the left side. Let the knees sway to the opposite side, hold and twist towards the right. Bring the legs back to center, walk the feet in, and let's take, now, prepare ourselves for final relaxation. Grab a drink, grab any extra clothing or a blanket, anything that you're going to need to stay warm during our final relaxation. Given that now it's a bit cooler, staying warm might be a bit more challenging today. Just the first thing we'll do as we come into our final relaxation is let the breath settle, let the breath ease, but also let go of control of the breath. Just letting that process develop organically. Let go of the holding, the control of the muscles. And take the awareness into each of the points of contact between your body and something else. The soles of the feet, the backs of the thighs, the back, and the hands. And while the coolness of the air surrounds you, feel the heat of the sun as it strikes the body. Notice the coolness of the air as you breathe in. And the warm, moist air that we exhale. Visualize the vibrant colors of fall. The reds, the yellows, the oranges. Colors of the leaves. And perhaps visualize yourself walking on the trail through this colorful fall forest. The leaves gently fluttering down to the ground. The leaves swishing as you walk through them and as they're moved by the wind. The refreshing coolness of the air. The sense of change that comes at this time of the year. And bathed in this special fall environment. In those long, lazy days, that remind us of summer, but also remind us of the change that's to come. Begin to deepen the breath. Bring movement to the body. Slide back towards the front of our chair. Continuing to breathe here. Bring the hands together at heart center. and thank ourselves for making time for today's practice. Thank each other for sharing our practice. And thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through today's practice. Namaste.